let's just do the thing, shall we? I think the RaiD train's supposed to come in, the Radical D RaiD train, and the Void Inclusive is playing a really, really cool set of original music with like field samples and like this. It's really cool. They're rehearsing for they've got a show this week, so that's cool. Anyway, what's up, Mario and April? Thank you for the resub, April. Mario, how's the guitar coming? I saw you shared a video. It was very nice. I'm going to. I think the train. It's possible the train might come early. So I'm gonna just let's chill a bit while I do some vibrato exercises here real quick to get loosened up. What's up, Nivex? Good to see you. If the train comes a rolling in, I'm just gonna jump into some Satie. But we'll see. They're not scheduled. They're not scheduled until 3 my time. But we shall see. How's the remainder of everybody's weekend? Actually, it might be Monday if you live in the future. It is Monday in some parts of the world. Yeah, we've got the Radical D RaiD or the Radical RaiD train coming in shortly. And that's a bunch of people that I met from the Radical D's community, and like she's super awesome. Who actually April introduced me to. April raided over to the Radical D, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." So there's just a bunch of nice people. There's Rasco is a DJ and played some chill drum and bass to kick things off. April did a set. The Radical D did all improv, which was something that she hasn't done on stream before, like with no talking, because she likes to teach and explain. Like she'll be like working on a project in Ableton, and so she likes to teach. She likes to teach while she's streaming, and that's one of the reasons why I like her channel. Because I'm trying to learn music production, although my efforts in that regard have been kind of stalled out because I haven't had a lot of extra brain capacity to work on that of late. But it is what it is. It's like hard, because you got adult commitments, and cello takes up a lot of time, which I'm not upset about, but it just, the music production kind of gets left behind sometimes. Yeah, I'm good, Mario. What's up, Cathedora? I woke up at the crack of 11. That's when I'm a night owl, so that's when I usually get up on weekends. Ran like a long run, went like 7 miles, and I bribed myself with boba. So I got some boba at the end of the run. And then I've just been like lurking on the RaiD train all day, basically, while I'm doing my thing. Getting ready, all that stuff. Trying to coordinate with a friend about the holidays and seeing her over the holidays. Because her birthday is over the holidays. One of my friends from high school, so she's in the homeland. So yeah, not a bad Sunday. It's going fast though. Which is a little unfortunate. I have some work to do, like work that I get paid for later. Whoops. I cut out early on Friday a little bit, and I have a couple, so I could go for a run because it was yucky weather. So I got to run in before the yucky weather came, and you know, what's up, Yuri? Good to see you. Good to see you. My cello friend. I'm good. I'm good. Hope you've been well. How's the accordion coming? So if you don't know Yuri plays like a bazillion instruments, but she was restoring an accordion. And the last time I was over on her channel, she was explaining how an accordion. I learned so much the last time I was over there. But yeah, go follow Yuri, go follow April, go follow Cathedora. Yeah, I definitely learned a ton about the accordion, and Yuri also plays cello. Among other things. Oh, I have to change my shout out text because it was geared towards DJs apparently. What's up, DJ Vegan in Black? What is up? Go follow DJ Vegan in Black too. Here, I have a button for that. There we go. I have a button for Cathedora too. Cathedora typically doesn't like to shout themselves out. But you should go follow everybody. Everybody follow everybody. See, Yuri says, at last I was streaming No Man's Sky and charity fundraising. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I've got a low-key fundraiser going right now, speaking of charity, for the ACLU. Exclamation mark ACLU if you want to learn more about that. But, you know, it's, like I said, low-key fundraiser. I'm just here to be a better cellist. So, I like to promote the other things. Promote the things that aren't me. Oh, thank you, Cathedora. April says, I do actually spin tunes when I'm playing the Gurdy. So if you don't know the hurdy-gurdy, it's got a crank. It's a string instrument, but it's got a crank instead of like a bow or a pick or whatever. Oh, Yuri, do you play the Gurdy? Actually, like, because like I know you've got quite a big list. What's up, Matt? What's up? Matt streams sometimes too. Matt streams games sometimes. Let's see. What were we doing here? I'm just gonna log my. I forgot to start my timer, so I'm just gonna log like that was maybe like a couple minutes of vibrato practice. We'll call it 4 minutes. Haven't streamed in a long time. I know, but you do sometimes, so everybody should just go follow Matt so that you're ready for the next time that Matt does stream. See, there you go. Matt doesn't spin tunes, but you know. What's up, Loader? Loader streams too. All the streamers are in the house today. All the streamers. Loader plays the saxophone, but streams games. All right, so what are we doing? Let's do some more warm-ups. Let's do some fuga. I think so there's a DJ command that text is the DJ command. I don't know what is going on with Stream Elements, and I don't know if any of you that stream or that mod that use Stream Elements in the places where you do your things, but like honestly, It's been weird. I didn't change, and I added that timer that just went off. I added that, and then um but I haven't touched like most of my commands. Uh-oh, incoming, incoming. All right, we're not going to warm up anymore. What's up, everybody? The RaiD train has arrived. We're going to just put that over here. Let's do some Satie. If I can find where I put it. Oh no! Welcome in everybody that came in with the RaiD train. Thank you to the Void Inclusive for an awesome set. Make sure you go follow them. Sorry we're a little early. I ran out of words. I did get a little nervous when you said you had about 45 minutes set. I was like, oh no, oh no, I gotta warm up real quick. So anyway, yeah, but I really, so the Void Inclusive just did like I was saying for the people before the train came in, it was a really great set. I really enjoyed it. I was lurking and getting ready while you were playing. So and the Void Inclusive is new to streaming. Today was their third stream, and they did a RaiD train, and they did a great job. And everybody, you should go follow them. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm Tripwire. And normally what I do here is cello practice. I do some other things too. But that's the thing that I do. Like my regular Saturday night streams are cello practice. And I have been playing for 4.5 years or so. So I'm still a bit of a baby cellist. But I'm working on I've got a recital next month. So I've been working on Satie Gnossienne 1. This is not the Gymno PD that everybody knows. This is a different one, and it's darker, and I really, really like it. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna play through this piece, and we might go back and clean up a couple of things. And then I've got some other pieces that I'm working on. So my teacher actually assigned this to me. I haven't been working on it for very long. Maybe 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks. I forgot to write down when I got this assigned to me. Usually when I have a recital coming up, when I'm working on a piece for a recital, it's usually like a really big challenge. And so I'll be working on it for like 5 or 6 months leading up to the recital. In this case, the notes aren't very hard, but I'm really working on developing my vibrato. So, and this is a piece that works really well with a nice, big, wide vibrato. So that was why he assigned it to me. But I've got a few pieces lined up for really that he assigned as vibrato exercises, but they're really pretty pieces. We'll maybe like do a little bit of, because I do practice here usually, we'll probably do a little bit of practice mixed in, might zero in on, some measures or a couple of things if I want to refine something. But I've got a bunch of my older repertoire that I've kind of worked up again, to play for this set. And then when we're done, we're going to go raid folkrod, to end up the radical RaiD train. So thanks everybody for joining us, and make sure you hit follow if you like what I do. Go follow everybody else that's been participating in the RaiD train as well. And yeah, let's do a little Satie. Oh, and also I'm using, if you see me fiddling around over here, I've got an app on my iPad that I use to track my practice. So that's what I'm doing. And this is all going to be unaccompanied, by the way. This is normally this is a piano piece. This is a cello version. Ah. All right, so that's the Gnossienne. What's up, Tesno? Nice to see you. Tesno's a DJ that you should follow, by the way. So yeah, I feel like I'm pretty ready for my recital with this one. I would say one thing that I've been really working on here, this part, the vibrato here. Getting that nice loose first finger vibrato has been a little bit of a challenge. But it's coming. Let's do, so some of the things, like a little behind the scenes here, some of the things that my teacher has me doing for that is what we call rotations. What's up, Hammy? Thanks for the claps, Adrian. Hammy's also a streamer, does a lot of a variety of things, just bought a pretty sweet looking mixer and has plans to do things with that mixer. But yeah, so here the rotations, so I'm gonna rotate my shoulder. And then maybe my elbow, and it's kind of like isolating. So I'm only gonna rotate my elbow and like keep the rest of all of the other joints kind of still. Same thing with the second finger. The shoulder is the hardest for me. And there should be like a little, I should get like a little energy boost when I go from my second finger to my first finger. And I should, and I'm not quite getting that yet. A little bit, not every time, right? Like it's happening, but it's not happening consistently. So that's a thing. That's a thing that I'm working on. So, all right, let's move on to Meraki. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm streaming. This is like not my usual time slot. Usually I stream on Saturday nights in my time zone, which is not typically conducive to time zones east of me. Not sure where you are, but it is not conducive to all time zones. Let's see. We're doing, oh, I need my book. So this is a piece, this is a Tchaikovsky piece out of Suzuki Book 4. I finished Suzuki Book 4, and then we've gone on a journey into some other work. I have Book 5 and Book 6. I actually have 2 copies of Book 5 because I didn't realize that I had bought it. And then I bought it again. So, you know, it's fine. The Suzuki books are like $10. So, or $12. So it's not like it was a huge expense, but I tried to pawn it off. I tried to pawn off my extra Book 5 on one of my friends who's played cello in high school and just got a cello and like started playing again. It's mostly my fault. But she's like, no, I've got one. So I'm like, I don't know what to do with this extra Book 5. Oh, Meraki, you're Eastern. I'm in Central. I'm in Minneapolis. April says, I've done that multiple times, buying duplicate books. Yeah. So again, this piece it's basically, we've been using it as a vibrato exercise. And I kind of like was doing other stuff. So I went back, but I kind of come back to it periodically. But it's kind of like a lullaby. So anyway, let's play through this. I was working on it last night during my regular practice stream. This is kind of like y'all are getting less of the hardcore practice than I normally do. Okay. So that one, yeah, like I said, that one is it's really pretty. And I was coming back to this now after having worked on some other technique stuff. There's a lot of replacement fingering, or not a lot, but there's definitely a little bit of a replacement fingering. So what that is like here. If I'm playing this note with my fourth finger, my first finger, I'm shifting up and my first finger is going where my fourth finger was, like on the adjacent string. So that's a replacement finger. So I was working on a lot of that kind of in between, and then working on just my vibrato in general, and it's it definitely feels a lot more comfortable and a lot more fluid now that I've come back to this piece after a while. So anyway, let me flip this. So, and by the way, the app that I'm using to track my practice is called Mujo. And it's developed by JC Practices, John Crosley, who he streams on Twitch and YouTube. I think he's more focused on YouTube, but he's a classical guitarist. So that's what I'm doing down here. Let's put Suzuki away, and let's do another vibrato piece. And actually, I want to work on the end a little bit before I play the piece through. So this one's called Nina by Pergolessi, and it is another. It's kind of like there's kind of stylistically very similar to the Tchaikovsky piece and the. Little bit of this, little bit different than the Satie piece, but more similar in vibe to the Tchaikovsky piece. But I want to work on the end a little bit, and then I'll play it through because there's a little bit of like a goofy rhythm at the end. So the second to last measure has its 1/8 note, and then 8/16 notes, and then a quarter note. But the first 1/8 note and 2 quarter notes. The second to last quarter note has a fermata, and it's got some grace notes on it. And then the last quarter note is normal, and then it ends on a half note. But I'm finding it very tricky to do this. So I want to just like work through the second ending here at the very end of the piece, and then we'll go back and play the whole thing. Actually, this would be smoother if I ended it on a second finger instead of a first finger. One reason why you do replacement, so that would be a replacement fingering. It's just a little bit smoother. So let's try that new fingering. Yeah, I like it. One more time for good measure, and then we'll play the piece. Okay, so let's do the thing. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to work on. I want to clean up here. So let's go back to, where do we want to go back to? The dynamics are definitely coming along. Most of this is piano or mezzo piano. There's some pianissimo, and I think there's one spot. No, just pianissimo is as quiet as it gets. In the Tchaikovsky piece, there's some pianissimo. There's an extra issa in there. But I want to work on, I think, this kind of second part here. One thing that I need to do is here. Where are we? I want to work on this shift a little bit. So let's do that again. Let's start at the beginning of that section. So there's another thing here is making sure that on the second time I play that da 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 da, I need, even though it's up bow, so this is up bow, this is down bow, up bow, down bow. It's mezzo piano, so it's quiet, and it's just a little eighth note pickup note. So I don't want to start it up here, because then I'll run out of bow for that long note. So there's a lot of bow management actually going on in this piece. So in addition to the vibrato practice, it's been really good practice for me for counting, because I find counting very difficult. Like counting while you're playing, and it's a fundamental skill, right? Like but I also spent most of my musical career in an orchestra. So like when I was in an orchestra for 10 years in school, and in an orchestra you have a conductor that you can watch to help count for you. So not having a conductor anymore as a cellist is I'm having to relearn how to count and how to keep time by myself. So there's that happening, which I feel like has been really good for me with this piece, and actually with all of these pieces that I've played you so far, as well as bow management, because there's a lot of long notes. So I mean, like a lot of people think, or their perception, which is totally reasonable, why you would think this, but they'll look at a bowed string instrument and be like, oh my gosh, there's no frets, how do you even? But it's not the left hand that's hard. I mean, the left hand has its complexities, right? But like, in comparison, the bow hand is harder. There's a lot going on. You have to figure out what part of the bow to use all the time, and make sure that you're planning ahead so that you have enough bow or the right amount of bow, or you're in the right part of the bow to execute on the next set of notes or whatever. So this is one of those spots here where even though it starts up bow, I don't want to be up here. I want to be like closer to the frog. This is the frog. The handle, this little handle thingy is the frog. So let's do that section again. Sounds really bad. If you don't, that's an octave, so if you don't hit that, it's a whole problem. Let's see, Radical D says, sounds very tricky, very cool to see you putting it all together. I get that getting my picking hand in line with my fretting hand on guitar is hard. Oh yeah, speaking of guitar, I follow. I was just talking about this with somebody in another Discord, but my original, I had two guitar teachers when I was taking lessons when I was in middle and high school, and my second guitar teacher was a big fan of Troy Statina, and he just came out with like this giant method for picking. So like it's like all kinds of, he's got like, he wrote all these etudes. He doesn't call them etudes, but they're etudes, right? Like learning pieces that you can play with a full band, and it sounds really cool. And if I had time, I would consider buying his method book, but I have fretboard mastery, which I'm like very, very slowly working through, and speed mechanics for lead guitar, which sounds like it's raw metal, blah, but it's like an exercise book for all kinds of things. But anyway, yeah, it is like, so anyway, to go back to like the guitar thing, like, picking has similar complexities to the bow, I think, and there's a lot to picking that maybe if you're not a guitarist, you don't necessarily realize. But like, because you have like the length of the bow to like, you have another dimension with a bow, because you have to worry about like what part of the bow you're in, whereas a pick, you don't necessarily have to worry about what part of the pick you're in. I know it's just a little, but it's like one less variable for picking, but that's not to say that it isn't an important skill. Good picking is important. Let's see here. We were working on this. Okay. This is another shift I want to work on. It's a harmonic. Well, it can start out as a harmonic, and in this particular edition of the music that I'm looking at, it is written as a harmonic, but that's just like the publisher's like suggestion or whatever. You don't have to do that. So we're starting with. So this is a harmonic where I just touch the string, and it makes nice sound. But you can't, like with a harmonic, you can't do anything with that to shape the sound. See, if it's not a harmonic, I can vibrate. I can do some things with it. It's kind of like harmonics are kind of flat in sound, and they're good for. My teacher says they're a labor-saving device, and obviously sometimes a composer will choose to put in a harmonic for a particular sonic quality, but like on a long note like that, that's what I have to say about that. Yes, harmonics. Yeah, anyway, you can have a lot of fun with harmonics. Let's see, but let's work on that shift. So we're going C. Sliding into that one, that wasn't on purpose. That was kind of lazy. And also, so I should be. I need to slide back on my first finger. So there's a thing with shifting on bowed string instruments. Sometimes you kind of go back on different fingers. Like sometimes you shift like that, where you go back and on your first finger and you stick the landing on your third finger or second finger or whatever. Sometimes it's different. Where did that spot go? There it is. Okay, so let's start here. One more time. So here, yeah, I want to work on this too. Let's stop for a second. So we do this scale, this ascending scale twice. The first time is forte, the second time is piano. So we've got another octave shift. And then the second time, it's not quite, it's, what is that? It's a seventh. It's a minor seventh, I think. So there's a lot going on there. What's going on here is, so we got, what finger is that? That's third finger. So that's a G. G to an A. That's how you can tell if you're in tune. And then we got a replacement figure. So there's a lot going on with the left hand there. So let's work on that a little bit. So the replacement fingers, like the way so this is not, we changed, my teacher and I changed the fingering that the publisher has in here. The publisher has this. Wait, it is. Yeah, okay. And it just doesn't sound as nice, and it's not as smooth as this. And then it's the same, the publisher has the same thing there. So we changed that because we can. Because we can. Let's do let's do it again. Okay. That one's definitely, it's definitely coming along. Like if I was playing this at the recital instead of the Satie piece, I feel like this does have a little bit more work left to do on it to get it like recital ready, but it's pretty close, and I don't think I would be super nervous about it if I was playing this for a recital. So yeah, I'm pleased with how it's come along, and honestly, I've only been working on it for like 3 weeks. Or 4 weeks maybe, and it's come together very quickly. Like I can tell you. So it was the Monday before American Thanksgiving, which would have been November 22nd ish, something like that. That's how long I've been working on this. So like, yeah. What were we gonna do next? Oh, we're gonna do the piece that I played at my previous recital that I've been reworking up. And let me get this out of the way. So this is written first. This is a composer by Jean-Daniel Braun, and it was arranged by a modern cellist and composer out of, I think, Boulder, Colorado, named Adam Riggs. And you can actually buy, I think, did I make a thing? I think I made a command, and I don't remember what it is. Cathador, if you're still here and want to look it up, maybe that's it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So you can go to Adam Riggs' website, and you can read more about this piece and all that. But it wasn't originally written for cello. It was written way back in the olden days. I don't remember when it was originally composed. Jean-Daniel Braun's not a super well-known composer, and it was written for, I think, just whatever instrument you had laying around. So Riggs took this. It's a whole suite. Like I have the whole suite, and I would like to dive back into more pieces in this collection. But anyway, Riggs arranged this for solo cello, and because it wasn't written for cello, it has some really interesting. There's some pretty challenging string crossings. There's a lot of, like, normally you go from one string to the next, and in this piece there's actually a lot of skipping over a string all the way over to one string over. So there's a bunch of that going on. There's a bunch of just like finger patterns that aren't typical cello finger patterns happening, and so this was really, really challenging. Like every time, the thing about playing, my lessons are classical music, right? And like playing for these recitals twice a year. It's like once per semester, basically. It's real. Like usually, like the pieces that I'm playing for recitals are a big challenge. In this case, for this next one coming up, it's the first time it's not been. And like we make sure that there's enough, like I have enough runway to make sure that the piece is ready well in advance of the recital. But this was like a lot of work to get ready. And I feel like it really pushed me as a musician and as a cellist. And like, I feel like as I was working through like Nina and Gnossienne, I feel like those were made easier because of the work that was done specifically on this piece. So anyway, there's a Largo and a double, and the way that it works is you play the Largo, then you play the double, then you play the Largo again. So we're gonna see if I can still. I think what I want to do before I actually play this is I want to just like work on a couple of segments that are a little bit more tricky to make sure that I've got them. So I want to rehearse a little bit and then I'll play it. So in the Largo, I want to start at the middle 8. Okay, let's do that again. Let's do that again. Okay, so that's the middle 8. I really, really like, that's my favorite part of the piece right there. I really, really like it. But you can see, so like here, what we've got going on is we've got, you know, what a guitarist would call a bar chord, where I have to put my finger down on 2 notes, on 2 adjacent strings. So there's some big shifts. These are very big shifts for cello. That's a lot of, you know, as you can see, there's a lot of distance to cover there. And then what else do we have going on there? Oh yeah, so here there's some string crossings here. Yeah, so April, I'm not gonna subject y'all to the new etude that I started working on, but I asked my teacher if we could start working on chords, and it's that kind of stuff, and it's apparently I need to point my finger. I need to point my finger that way when I'm doing a barring, a double stop on my first finger. So it's a whole thing. I feel like I don't know how to play cello when when I'm trying to play those double stops. They're hard. Anyway, okay. So then we've got some ornamentation in this last part. So this is I think this is a Baroque piece originally, so really old, and a lot of what you see in like that time period is a lot of stuff. I mean, with a lot of music is just loops, right? Like, but a lot of times there'll be, you know, there's a theme and then a variation, or a theme and you play it loud and you play it quiet, or you play a variation of the theme. We got all that going on here. So there's some ornamentation that I want to just remember. I just want to make sure that I remember, because it's not in the music. I wrote it into the music. Like, I went into MuseScore and I typed all this stuff so I wouldn't forget it. So I would have it. But here we've got, let's see. Let's see. That's not the right bowing though. Oh, and we're done with Nina. Usually I'm better at tracking my stuff. We're on Braun here. Where did you go? Oh, I archived it. That's why I archived it. Anyway, okay, sorry. Okay, so here. So here, This is the part that it was tricky to write out, so I have to remember. So we got a lot of, actually, so in this part here, replacement finger, and then we got a big old string crossing all the way from the G string to the A string, skipping the D string. Then we shift up. So here. So this one, this ornament was hard to write out. Brain fart. That's a down bow. No, that's an up bow. All right, well, let's try that section. Let's see if that is cleaned up. Make sure we're good on time here. Don't want to be late for a RaiD train. That is not cool. That is not cool. But we're good. So we go. Okay, let's give this Largo a spin, and well, actually, let me just run through in the double here a little bit, because I want to play the whole thing. I want to run through the middle 8 in the double as well. So the double, so the Largo is basically all 8th notes, and I think the last 2 notes are there's like 5 notes that aren't 8th notes. There's like 5 quarter notes, and the rest of this is 8th notes. The double is all 16th notes with 4 quarter notes. So it's all, the rhythm, equal rhythm, sort of. The double actually has, the whole piece has a little, you can play it with a little rubato. Rubato means kind of a drifting time you know, where you can be a little bit more flexible with your timing, but it still needs to like, it needs to not to, it needs to sound like you have timing. It can't sound like you just don't have any rhythm and you're doing whatever, you're playing whatever. So that's a little tricky to do it right, but you can play a little bit with the timing of things here. Anyway, so let's work on the middle 8 a little bit here. This, here. That's in half position. I always want to reach up, but no, it's back here. And then here. So. That's a big shift. From half position all the way up to 4th position. So here, 4th position is a little nice because your thumb goes right where the cello meets the neck. So you got like a nice little groove to put your thumb in to find that spot. So that's convenient, but it's still a big shift. There it is. April says, I like 3rd position on the trombone. Nice anchored place to find it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about the trombone, but yes, there's a physical point of contact to like a physical reference point. You know, for the violin, it has the same thing, but for 5th position. Uber Cruiser, what's up, cello friend? The bell is 3rd position on the trombone. 3rd position. Oh, we got the cellist arguing. cellist dropping in. Uber Cruiser, do you play other things besides the cello? Do you play blowy instruments too, or are you just versed? In the things. I don't know anything about the blowy instruments other than they're loud and you have to blow into them. And you have to train the muscles in your face to make the right shape to get the blowing into the instrument to sound nice. That's the extent of my knowledge on those instruments. That's actually pretty easy. Uber Cruiser says, we had to learn basically everything in music school. Yeah, that's fair. I don't play them, but I can pick one up and make people think that. Can probably get away with like a high school level of playing. Yeah. That's I want to start this down bow. What's going on with the bowing here? See, this is the thing about like classical music too, is like when you're really, really stretching yourself to learn a piece and then you put it aside for a while, it's like it's gone. I mean, I've been kind of reworking this for not sort of every day, but like a little bit for the past month or so. And I'm like, geez, how did I do this? How did I do this thing? So here, that's how. I just didn't go back far enough. Okay. What the heck? What are we at for time? Let's do the thing so that we're not late. Find my note. All right, let's do this. Let's start again. Let me mentally take a break here. Hey, Cathedora, thanks for the resub. Everybody make sure you're following Cathedora, by the way. There's a hype train happening. Oh my goodness. I saw the hype train out of the corner of my eye. Anyway, let's do this. See you, Uber Cruiser. Thanks for stopping in. Have a great concert. And I'll see you around. I hate playing Christmas music. Yeah. That's why I don't listen to Christmas music ever. I mean, I have some like issues with like capitalism and commercialization and religion and stuff like that I won't get into. But yeah, playing in an orchestra killed any sort of holiday joy around Christmas music for me. So good luck, and we'll see you later. All right, folkrod went live. Awesome. So thank you everybody for joining us on the Radical RaiD train. We're gonna go head over to folkrod. So make sure you give folkrod a follow. Give all of the other streamers today from the RaiD train a follow. Follow Cathedora. Follow DJ Vegan in Black. April, the Radical D, Rasco. There's a lot of streamers in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody follow everybody. Just go down the chat list while you're waiting for me to push buttons. And, oh, we want to do this. Copy the RaiD calls. Oh, I've got a thing for that. Anyway, let's head over there.